Welcome to Levi Stadium for this Sunday night football matchup between the 4-4 Minnesota Vikings and the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers. Bryce Petty is back in action after missing the previous few games due to an MCL injury. He's taking on Teddy Bridgewater, fresh off a 6-year, $81 million extension. The 49ers are without top targets Bernie Lauderdale and Kris Arnold, who suffered injuries in the game before the bye week against the Seahawks. The Vikings are without Kyle Rudolph, their starting tight end. So, both teams are down a little bit of targets as Jerick McKinnon is back to return. He's going to take it out to his own 19-yard line, and we are underway. The 49ers are currently technically a half game back of the Seahawks for the division, as here comes Teddy Bridgewater. 59%, 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 9 picks on the season. We'll take a look at their starting lineup. Byron Stingley, Brandon Fusco, John Sullivan, Kyle Long, and Phil Lodeholt. Mike Wallace, Stanley Havili, Adrian Peterson, Selleck, Hakeem Nicks, and Jarius Wright round out their starting lineup. 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Quick pass to Brent Selleck, who's filling in for Rudolph, and he picks up 16 yards. Selleck didn't have much going for him so far this season. He only had about 7 receptions coming in. 1st and 10 from midfield. Bridgewater looks to his right, throws for Hakeem Nicks, but Darius Moats breaks it up. 2nd and 10 from midfield. Bridgewater in the shotgun. The give is to Peterson. Peterson cuts to the outside and has running room down the sideline as he's forced out of bounds. AP is 200 yards shy of Eric Dickerson for 8th all-time, and only 3 touchdowns behind Walter Payton for 4th on the all-time rushing touchdown list. 2nd and 6. Bridgewater dissects the zone and finds Jarius Wright for the touchdown. He runs all the way out the stadium. That's Jarius Wright's 4th touchdown, and here comes Bryce Petty. 64%, 645 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He is 2-0 as a starter this season after taking over the starting job halfway through the 2015 season 2 years ago. 1st and 10 from the 23, handoff to Armstead, makes a cut away from Harrison Smith, but there is a flag on the play and it's coming back. It looks like Freddie Young held early. Not exactly what you want to do, taking on Everson Griffin. That's a tough matchup to say the least, but that'll set them back. 2nd and 14 from the 19-yard line. 3 wide receivers set, Janis in the slot. Petty, play action fake, finds Jeff Janis. Janis spins away. Jeff Janis down the sideline. One man to beat, and he is gone. Jeff Janis, 81 yards for the touchdown, and a huge assist to Charles Johnson. Not only did he get a bit of a block on Trey Waynes, he pursued downfield and got another block on LaRon Hill, not Xavier Rhodes. LaRon Hill, who was pursuing. 1st and 10, as the Vikings try to go back at it, we are tied. Handoff Peterson, and he takes a shot from Malcolm Jenkins. But he does get the first. 2nd and 7 from the 47, Bridgewater throws to the flats. He finds Brent Selleck, and Selleck is brought down by Moats, but he does pick up the first down. Bridgewater is 5 for 6 to start things off. 1st and 10, handoff Peterson, and Adrian Peterson picks up 7 more, already averaging over 7 yards per carry to start this game off. 2nd and 3 from the 38, give is to McKinnon, and Jerick McKinnon is met by Eric Reed in the backfield, no gain. 3rd and 3 from the 38, Bridgewater looks to the flat, finds Michael Pruitt, and Pruitt will pick up 11, and that will move the chains. Pruitt in his 4th year out of Southern Illinois is now the backup tight end thanks to the Rudolph injury. 1st and 10, Peterson gets a little bit stuck on Kyle Long, but makes the most of it as he still picks up 8. The Vikings' guard play is fantastic. It looks like the 49ers' run defense is having a very tough time even getting to Peterson, as it goes right back to Selleck. He already has 2 receptions for 20 yards on the ballgame. 1st and 10, give is to Peterson. Peterson breaks a tackle from Kirkpatrick and is upended by Malcolm Jenkins. Another pickup of 7. 77 yards so far in the first quarter for Peterson. 2nd and 3, back to AP, and he is in. Touchdown Vikings. They've had 2 very long possessions, and this 49ers defense is gassed, thanks to a very short first possession. Le'Veon Duncan back to return the Blair Walsh kick. Duncan cuts to the outside, spins, has some running room. Le'Veon Duncan has running room. The 40, 30, no one in sight, and he is gone. 101 yards for the touchdown. His first kick return touchdown of the season. And watch it one more time as he just maneuvered his way through the Vikings special teams. Only downside, not a lot of downtime for this 49ers defense, and they look tired dealing with Adrian Peterson. 2nd and 4 from the 42. Bridgewater looks, throws to Selleck in the flat, and Brent Selleck will pick up another first down. Bridgewater has been nearly perfect to start things off. 1st and 10, play action fake to Peterson. Bridgewater looks, throws for Hakeem Nicks, and Nicks stays on his feet and picks up a huge first down. Navarro Bowman is not in right now, as Ian Williams is in at DT for Sedale Hunt, and Eric Reed in for Navarro Bowman. Bowman was having a lot of trouble with the tight ends in coverage, and Reed is their coverage specialist as they go right back to Adrian Peterson. He's over 100 yards on the ball game with 9:50 left in the first half. Hand off McKinnon as this two-headed rushing attack is getting the job done. 49ers defense has been on the field for the majority of this first quarter and a half, and you can tell. 2nd and 4, hand off McKinnon, and he's met pretty quickly by Jamal McNeal. 3rd and 3 from the 6. Bridgewater looks, throws, finds Pruitt for the touchdown. That's his first career NFL touchdown. It's 21-14, and the 49ers need to put together a long drive. Hand off Elgin Armstead, takes it to the outside, and picks up 7 on the ground. This 49ers defense needs a breather, and it's up to Bryce Petty in the offense to give it to them. 2nd and 5, back to Armstead, this time in the flat. He breaks a tackle from Trey Waynes and breaks away from Harrison Smith, but goes out of bounds. 3rd and 1 from the 49, hand off Duke Johnson, and Johnson picks up more than enough. He picks up 2, he needed about half a yard. 4 minutes into the drive, 2nd and 9 from the 48-yard line with 5 minutes left in the first half. It's an off-tackle run to Armstead. He tries to power through the Vikings. He picks up 5. 3rd and 5 from the 44. Petty looks, throws, and well overthrows Kobe Fleener. Petty looking a little bit rusty out there. That's going to be a Marquette King punt with 4:08 left in the first half. The punt is a high one. McKinnon will call for the fair catch on his own 12. A perfect punt from Marquette King. And the Vikings start well inside their own territory. 2nd and 10, handoff. Peterson breaks a tackle from Malcolm Jenkins, but he does not escape Jaquiski Tart. 3rd and 11 from the 11. Empty set for the Vikings. 5 wide, Bridgewater has a lot of time, only 3 rush, pass up the sideline is picked off. Intended for Mike Wallace. Darius Motes hauls it in, his 3rd interception of the season. And the 49ers take over from pretty much where they punted. 2nd and 10 from the 47, pass underneath to Nate Hill. Zach Brown in coverage. That's a pick of about 6. 3rd and 4 from the 41. Petty drops back, he's going to step up and try to run with it, and Everson Griffin gets to him. He discarded Alex Boone, got the sack. That is Everson Griffin's 6.5 sack on the season. King with another perfect punt, this time downed inside the 10. Vikings trying to get something going. They do not get the football in the second half of play to start. 2nd and 3, Bridgewater's going to run with it. Gets hit hard by Eric Reed, and Bridgewater is down. He was kind of wrapped up by Jaquiski Tart, and boy did he take a hard hit. And in comes rookie out of Rice, Doug Hunter, and he is met by both Lynch and Austin. That's a loss of 6, and we go into the half with the Vikings holding a 7-point lead. 49ers defense was gassed in the first half of play. They need to stay off the field a little bit longer. That's up to Bryce Petty in the offense. It's not really their fault, they just had 2 quick strikes, but it hurt their defense immensely. Who will win this game? Find out right after this. And we are back. The 49ers will start out with the football, and Bryce Petty hasn't had a lot of pass attempts in this first half. 2nd and 12 from the 19. It's a screen to Nate Hill after a 2-yard loss, and Petty only his 6th pass attempt so far. Not exactly what you expect. 3rd and 12. Petty fires, and Kobe Fleener hauls it in. It looked like that pass was intended for Jeff Janis, but instead, Fleener gets 8. He stopped well short of the first, and the 49ers are forced to punt on their opening possession. 2nd and 9 from their own 34-yard line. It's a pass underneath to Brent Selleck. Spins away from Reed and picks up a first down close to midfield. Vikings offense back at it. Bridgewater pumps left. Has time in the pocket, but it runs out. Jamal McNeal in on the sack. Sets up a 2nd and 16, and the give is to Peterson. Eric Reed jackknifes his way through the offensive line. That's a loss of 2. Eric Reed is currently the best man at getting into the backfield this season. He already has 12 tackles for a loss. No one else has more than 7. So that pass in the flat forces a punt for the Vikings. Elgin Armstead with the handoff. He's going nowhere. Zach Brown got right past Wes Dorsey. 3rd and 8 from the 44-yard line. 49ers need something here. Petty in the shotgun. He's going to take a step back. He's going to step up and run with it. No, he's scrambling. Throws for Nate Hill. What a pass from Bryce Petty moving to his left. It was an absolute bullet, and it's a first down. 2nd and 7 from the 38. Petty looks around underneath to Elgin Armstead. Armstead is brought down immediately, but he picks up about 9. 1st and 10 from the 29. It's a pitch to Duke Johnson. Johnson has speed, and Duke Johnson picks up 6 as he gets to the sideline before being met by Harrison Smith, probably the best free safety in the NFL. 2nd and 4 from the 23. Petty underneath to Hill. They're just chipping away at the Vikings with a long drive. 12 for 15 is Petty so far on the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 16. Play action fake. Petty looks, throws! And it's incomplete. He had Nate Hill wide open for a touchdown, but he just put way too much on it. 2nd and 10, complete to Jeff Janis. It's a gain of 5. 3rd and 4 from the 11. Petty hit as he throws, and that is incomplete. Danielle Hunter in on the hit. McManus with the field goal to make it a 4-point deficit. But that miss by Petty all the more crucial. It's 21-17. Vikings maintain their lead. 2nd and 11 from their own 19. Bridgewater. 7-step drop. Avoids pressure, but is sacked. Aaron Lynch, Dallas Austin, and Eric Reed all in on the hit. 3rd and 20 from the 10. Peterson in motion. Bridgewater looks, throws for Hakeem Nicks, and incomplete. Kirkpatrick broke it up. Ogletree almost hauled in his 3rd interception. Spencer Lanning's punt with 12:15 left in the 4th is returned by Duncan. Duncan gets to the outside, gets a block. Le'Veon Duncan, 1 man to beat, and he is gone. A kick return and a punt return touchdown in the same game for Le'Veon Duncan. And the 49ers take a 3-point lead. 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Vikings try to answer back. Complete to Peterson, but Moat stops him behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 from the 19-yard line. Bridgewater in the shotgun. Scanning the field. Time runs out, and he is sacked. Nobody was open on 3rd and long. Armstead in on the sack. That is his 3rd and a half sack of the season. And Le'Veon Duncan, another shot to return it. Duncan out to midfield. Can't get around the edge this time. But he's done more than enough in this ball game. 1st and 10 from the 49. Petty drops back. Quick pass to Jeff Janis. That's almost a first down. 2nd and 1 from the 42. Adjusting the play at the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Armstead, and DJ Swearinger gets around the edge, a loss of 2. The 49ers' run game has been non-existent in this ballgame. 3rd and 3 from the 44. Petty, complete to Armstead in the flat, met immediately by Harrison Smith. That is not enough for the first down, and they will punt it. Marquette King going for another coffin kick. This one is perfect, as it's going to be returned by McKinnon, and he's stopped at his own 15-yard line. 3 punts inside the 20 for King. They have won the battle of field position. 1st and 10, Bridgewater looks, throws for Hakeem Nicks, incomplete. That was another prayer that Nicks could not bring in. 3rd and 4, Bridgewater from the shotgun, looks around, throws, finds Nicks. Got away from Kirkpatrick just for a second on the curl. A great stop by Nicks. That's a first down. Bridgewater under siege again, and Dallas Austin trips him up for his 2nd sack of the ball game. That is his 4th sack of the season, the Texas Wrangler getting in on the play. 2nd and 15, Jamal McNeal almost picked that off. And Bridgewater now 19 for 26. Needs a huge first down here on 3rd and 15. Bridgewater looks, finds Pruitt, who got away from Dallas Austin and into 49ers territory. That's their first 3rd down conversion on anything longer than 3rd and 7. 1st and 10, Bowman incomplete to Wallace, and Mike Wallace goes the distance. Touchdown Vikings. They are back up by 4. And Petty and the 49ers want to answer back as soon as possible. That's complete to Nate Hill, another first down. Without Kris Arnold and without Bernie Lauderdale, this offense is nowhere near as dynamic as you'd expect. But they do have some options. That's complete to Jeff Janis. Found the soft spot in the zone as he's brought down by Trey Waynes. 1st and 10 from the 25. Petty steps up. He's going to run with it. Petty weaves his way and slides to avoid a hit. That's a first down on the ground. Inside 4 minutes left. Handoff Armstead. Armstead with a cut. Takes it up the middle and picks up 9. 2nd and 1 from the 4. Right back to him. Off tackle. Cuts it back and gets 2. 2:28 left. Petty. Fader to Charles Johnson for the touchdown. He got separation from DJ Swearinger. And the 49ers take a 3-point lead with 2:25 left. Bridgewater has to do a 2-minute drill. Starts off with a curl to Hakeem Nicks. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. Both teams do. 1st and 10 from the 33. Bridgewater, he's going to take off and run with it. Bridgewater gets a block. Down the sideline, gets the first and more. He'll pick up 14 as they hurry back to the line. 1st and 10. Complete to Selleck. Chipping away, that's a gain of about 6. Minute 15 left. Bridgewater in the shotgun looks, throws to Adrian Peterson. They're over to the 41-yard line, just outside of Blair Walsh's range. 1st and 10 from the 41. Bridgewater is going to take off and try to run with it as he'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 8 from the 39. Bridgewater throws to Peterson. That's a first down. But AP is down. That's their first timeout because inside 2 minutes, injury timeouts count as a timeout for the team. So, they take over 1st and 10. 40 seconds left from the 30. Bridgewater in the shotgun. Looking around, throws for Martinez Sapp, the 2nd-year wide receiver out of Georgia. Incomplete. 37 seconds left. Vikings come out 4 wide. Bridgewater in the shotgun. Steps up, is crushed, but it's caught! Touchdown Vikings with inside 30 seconds left. That is Darian Alexander's first career touchdown and his first career reception. The rookie first rounder makes a great play on an absolutely perfect pass from Teddy Bridgewater. And with 32 seconds left, Le'Veon Duncan needs a huge return here. 49ers have all 3 timeouts, but they need a touchdown as Duncan breaks a tackle, but is met and dropped at the 26-yard line. Jelani Jenkins prevented anything further. 1st and 10 from the 26. Petty airs it deep for Nate Hill, but it's thrown over his head and out of bounds. Incomplete. 21 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Petty feels the heat. Nobody really open, and it's picked off. That is going to be your ball game. Zach Brown with the interception. There was nobody open. And Jerick McKinnon is going to run this one in for one final touchdown. Add insult to injury. But that is your ball game. Petty didn't have much of a shot on that final play. There was no one to throw to, so he forced it into traffic and he paid for it. The final score is 42-31. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the 49ers. And you have to think that's the last time they wear those black uniforms. They do not have a lot of luck in those. The Vikings completed a great comeback. Great comeback. They ran down the field in 2 minutes. And Teddy Bridgewater with an absolute dime to win the game. The Vikings improved to 5-4 as they have a bye next week. Lucky them. The 49ers sit at 5-3 as they'll be heading to Arizona to take on the 2-6 Arizona Cardinals next week. Petty was 19 for 26, 218, 2 touchdowns, and a pick in his return. Elgin Armstead, 13 carries, 39 yards. Got stuffed a lot by a very dominant Vikings front seven. Le'Veon Duncan had to be your MVP of the game for the 49ers. He kept them in it with 2 huge return touchdowns. But the 49ers now sit half a game back of the Seahawks. Seahawks actually claim first place now thanks to a second straight victory. And they're going to be without Bernie Lauderdale and Kris Arnold for one more week. The 49ers have injury concerns. The Cardinals do not. They are also led by rookie number 1 overall pick, Corey Hammond out of Florida. He has 9 touchdowns and 10 picks on the season. And a 1-2 punch of Arian Foster and Andrew Cole has proven effective for them, but they can't seem to get victories sitting at 2-6. John Brown is easily their favorite target with 22 more receptions than Cecil Shorts, who has the second most. This Cardinals team is not one to be taken lightly. They have playmakers all over the field, and they have some really good guard play, which seems to be a trouble or an issue for the 49ers defense. Seems like Sadale Hunt probably fits best as a 3-4 defensive end, and being a nose tackle is not a good enough role for him. So we'll have to see if that's something that needs to be addressed in the offseason, or sooner. Ian Williams will take over that starting spot once again. But the 49ers do have Bryce Petty back, and that's at least a bright side. Jeff Janis played well as a starting slot receiver, but he's not Kris Arnold, so you take it with a grain of salt. Petty 860 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 picks on the season. Armstead still averaging over 6 yards per carry. The 49ers need a win next week. They need to get back on track after back-to-back losses before and after their bye week. Luckily for them, Kris Arnold will be back in the following week from this week's game, and Bernie Lauderdale should be on track to return following next week's game. With all of that, or the week after. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the 49ers franchise. I am Moonlight Swami, and I will be talking to you guys later. Peace out, Franchise Nation.